Are you waiting for the perfect time to start your dream business? It's now. Right now is the time. LegalZoom, the official sponsor of National Start Your Business Month, wants you to get started right. Whether you're setting up an LLC, S-Corp, sole proprietorship, or nonprofit, LegalZoom takes care of you from start to finish. Their award-winning service was developed by the best legal minds in the country, and every business gets personalized attention. That's why over 90% of LegalZoom customers would recommend the service to their family. You'll be in good company, my friends. 3 dozen companies on the Inc. 500 lists were started through LegalZoom. That's amazing. It's National Start Your Business Month, so start your business right at LegalZoom.com. LegalZoom is not a law firm and provides self-help services at your specific direction, but there's so much more. Now every LLC and incorporation package includes easy-to-use business accounting software, a $269 value free. Be sure to enter Mohr, M-O-H-R, in the referral box at checkout. Look, this is supposed to be a 60-second ad, but I'm passionate about it, so it's going to be about a minute 10. I am doing my dream business, so get on board with the people that can help you start your dream business. LegalZoom.com. Start your business, protect your family, safeguard your assets at LegalZoom.com today. Put your name on it. M-O-H-R.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game change.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Kevin Farley. We met, I think, Tuesday night at the Improv. Was that the first time we had ever met formally?
Oh, God, I think I met you. I don't know if I met you on SNL, because I used to go around there all the time. But I probably
did not.
No, but I used to just hang around, a lot. But no, I hadn't seen you for a long time until, last night.
But when was the first time we shook hands? Because it was like we've known each other forever. And I think it's that shared experience, like the SNL, you were up there.
I was visiting a lot,
and just comics meeting one another.
And I know I'd met you in years ago. I met you in Vegas for some comic thing, and I don't know what exactly.
You were with Spade.
Yeah.
Who you opened for at the Venetian in Vegas.
That's
so
right.
Any Warriors out there that go see David Spade at the Venetian, I want you to give Kevin Farley a standing O, just to shove it up Spade's ass. That guy's been drinking from the trough a little too long.
I've been drinking from the trough.
Yeah, it was for the troops, and Spade was there with Kid Rock and Jason Giambi.
That's right.
It was very bizarre.
It was. It was a weird thing, but it was a big crowd and huge thing.
And Carmen Electra.
And Frank Caliendo, right?
Here's a guy, he runs, he goes. Yeah, Frank Caliendo. Frank's a good dude.
Yeah, Frank Caliendo. He's from Wisconsin, too.
How long have you been doing, how old are you?
Well, I'm 47 years old, Jay.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm an old man.
You look really good, and you're handsome.
I do.
You look a little bit like Wisconsin's Laird Hamilton. He does, right?
If there was a surf, there was a surf board there,
you look like the Midwest Brats and Beard Laird Hamilton. So
nobody's ever compared me to Laird Hamilton.
Let's get the elephant out of the room. Your brother, of course, is Chris Cooper, very famous actor from American Beauty.
Liberace is my brother.
Lee as well.
Yeah, Lee. No, I'm
the Farley clan. How many Farley brothers are there?
There's 4 boys and 1 girl.
Oh, we don't care about the girl. The Farley brothers is a much better story than the Farley brothers and the sister.
We got one sister, Barb.
Barb?
Yeah, Barb's
Big
a nursery
shout out
school
to
teacher.
Barb.
Yeah.
Well, then that's cool.
Yeah.
In order, who's oldest?
It goes Barb, Tom, Christopher,
hold on a second.
Kevin.
Tom's the oldest boy.
Yeah.
Chris, Kevin,
John.
Which one are you?
I am Kevin.
All right.
There's 3 actors in the family. Kevin, John, and Chris.
Okay. Chris
has passed
no
away
with us. Your beautiful brother who became, unexpectedly.
You said some very nice things in your book about him. Which I
the book is gasping for airtime, and I realized as I was, it's so strange, Kevin, and I know I'm preaching to the converted because he's your brother. Chris is one of those guys when I talk about, and I didn't know Chris. Like I worked with Chris.
Yeah.
And Chris is one of those guys, and I want to get, after this, I want to transfer to your Herculean task that you have going into stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Like Jim Belushi had it easy. Compared to what Kevin Farley has to go through.
I've had it very tough in my career. I've never
You look
had...
alarmingly like your brother.
I do.
Mannerisms. I'm assuming all, like from Tom, Chris, Kevin, and John, maybe Barb as well. You guys all have
the same
very similar mannerisms. I met your dad almost mannerism-less.
Yeah.
He was just very quiet and sat and watched the movie.
But I mean,
that.
all of us really have his mannerisms, you know. I mean,
really?
Chris, all Chris was doing in any of his comedy was imitating my dad.
Pulling his bangs down real hard. And
everything was for and about my dad. 100%.
I think the biggest thing is for.
Yeah. He was never performing for any audience. He was only performing for one guy sitting in Madison, Wisconsin.
And does that speak to... Does that speak
his psychoticness? Yes.
No, I mean the addict too. That insatiable hole. Like you seem to have your act together.
Well, yeah. After years of. Well, I'm not. You know, I drink now. You know, but I always.
But you're not like you don't have a problem.
I don't think. You know, I always think that. Look,
you'd know.
Yeah, I know. I think that you've got to like
guys that had to tap out at the table with you.
I said there's been nights where I've had too much to drink. But look, it's a Farley. I'm Irish. It's maybe that's what it is, but. And look, in the back of my mind, I'm like, look, I know I got to fucking watch it. Oh, can I swear on this?
Oh, yeah. Fuck that shit. What, potty mouth? Guy sounds like a real asshole.
I got to watch it because of, it's in my blood, so you got to
But I mean, we're talking specifically about Chris, who was, when I worked with Chris, it was the 2 years, he was completely sober on SNL.
A lot of people don't know that he was sober for a lot of what he did on SNL.
And he explained to me once his sobriety, his food addiction, and his sex, I guess it transferred to his sex addiction. He explained it as 3 columns. Yeah. And when he pushes 2 down, 1 goes through the roof.
Absolutely.
So if he's got his put his schmeckle away and he's not eating, it's booze. And then when he gets the booze and gets his act together, he's just shoving food in his face. I'll tell you this, and the first thing I noticed about your brother, and I did write about it in the book, was I just compared you to Laird Hamilton. Your brother was alarmingly handsome, and no one realizes that. When your brother would slick his hair straight back at table read and put his tinted glasses on,
he
looked like Nicholson almost.
He looked like a bad. He would get the hottest chicks. I mean, people didn't know. It's like, holy shit. He'd come home with, models and shit like that. And he never, of course, there's a lot to do with being on SNL and, having movies and stuff like that. But, I would like, all of a sudden he went from having no girls in high school to like hot models. It was a little too much for him.
He was a force of nature. And what I was going to say earlier, and then we'll circle back around because it's about you. It's not about Chris, but it is the elephant in the room. And it would be weird if we didn't bring it up. Your brother's the only person that I met peripherally and worked with. Like, we weren't friends. He was always nice to me.
Yeah.
But he's the only guy that's passed that even like tonight talking about him, I get choked up.
Yeah,
he was that beautiful.
Yeah.
He was the sun. He was as if the sun itself walked in. Now, you grew up with him and you put him in headlocks and you called each other assholes all the time.
Yeah.
You have a different experience with the guy.
Yeah.
But as far as the guy that's trying to make your dad laugh all the time, that feeds to that insatiability that addicts have.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I worked with your brother 2 years when he was on Saturday Night Live. 2 years he was completely sober. He became like the star of my book.
Yeah.
And
well, there's not many people like him, I look at him. I was talking to Sandler the other night and he said,
okay.
Yeah. And he goes, well, one thing you miss about him, when he came in and greeted you or walked into a room, he'd always give you a nice bear hug or whatever like that.
Pick you up.
And he'd pick you up. He was very physical like that. That's one of the things I miss about him, just like not having that around, So it's been 15 years, so he's gone. So, but there's a lot that I miss, and that's definitely one of them. He was a force. He was a force.
Him grabbing you and hugging you?
Yeah. He was very physical like that. You know what I mean? Just real.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few. I would say I'm one of the very few people. But Chris was one of those guys when he met strangers in the street that were like, "Hey, we're big fans." He'd go, "How are you?"
Yeah.
And he would grab
anybody. Yeah.
And Fred Wolf, I remember, would tell Chris, "You have to stop like falling down in the street for strangers."
For strangers,
because you could, and you know this. Chris could have done like Raging Bull's like drama.
Yeah.
He had it in him.
Oh, he had many
couldn't
scripts.
not fall down for the people coming out of TGI Fridays in Times Square if they asked for it.
That was one of the weird things. Like, I would be like, Chris, you don't have to perform for every single person that you meet on the street.
He couldn't help it.
He couldn't help it. He was that much of an entertainer, I guess, whatever you want.
That's how much he needed to please your dad.
Yeah.
Why don't you
I've
feel
never
that
met
need?
anyone like him in show business. I've never met anyone like him.
No one
in show
has.
business. No, for as much as for as he reached a huge level, and he still had a real down. People go, "Oh, that guy's really down to earth." And I go, "Yeah, but they're really not." You know what I mean? You meet these guys that are really, really famous and shit like that, and you go,
Johnny
"Oh, he's
Depp's
really
down
cool."
to earth. Yeah,
not
would you
really.
like to see my scarf collection?
Yeah, he's not really down to earth.
Yeah, no.
Chris was really fucking, down to earth guy, approachable guy. Like, and he was in movies and shit like that. So I've never met, to this day, I've never met anyone like him.
I never have either. I swear to God, Kevin.
Even in show business, no one.
You take all the Pacinos and the Tom Cruises and the Eddie Murphys and combine them, and they don't give off the light that Chris gave off.
No. I've never met anyone like him.
Probably the biggest loss. Patrice was big, but Chris was, in my lifetime, the biggest loss in show business.
In show business, yeah, he was when he went away. It was a huge loss. And he wasn't like some guys like, I don't know, that they didn't have a mean side to their comedy. He didn't have a mean side to his comedy.
No,
and that's
he went the other way with it.
He went the other way.
The joke was on him all the time.
He was a clown.
It's what Gleason wanted people to think he was.
Yeah,
but Gleason was a motherfucker.
yeah.
Gleason was like a son of a
real
bitch.
life. Yeah.
But
Chris was that way in real life, and
Chris was always so nice. So this brings me to the point. I referenced Jim Belushi because another famous. I don't know if you know, Jim Belushi had a brother named John, who passed away as well.
Quite famous and passed away.
But John didn't. John was like the king of Chicago, but John was like a rock and roller. I don't think anybody felt like they could walk up to John and hug him in the street. There was a little bit of danger there.
Dangerous side to him.
So when Jim came around, and Jim had like, a decade or so, and when he got on SNL, he looked a little like John. You look alarmingly like Chris.
I look a lot like Chris.
Do all the boys look like
No, Johnny doesn't. He's skinnier. And my other
Johnny's
brother really
in all fairness a weird looking guy.
He's bald looking, weird.
Is he going to listen to this?
Yeah. He'll listen.
Let me finish. Johnny's a weird looking guy if you don't like handsome guys. I mean, Johnny's one of those guys.
Yeah.
And you go, this guy's so handsome, he's weird looking.
He's weird looking.
But Jim Belushi had it. Obviously, he didn't have it easy, and you've met Jim, I'm sure, and I've met Jim. But there was such a difference between John, and Chris. You are
John
in a position.
Jim.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
No. I meant John and Chris.
Oh yeah.
John had that element of danger. He could fight you at any moment. Chris was just love.
Yeah.
Christ-like. Just love.
Like you never run into those things.
And now when you go do stand-up, you look like your brother.
Right.
Your mannerisms we've established are all the same.
Right.
I've seen you in commercials, and I'm always like, okay, good. That's great. He landed a gig.
Getting some,
because I can't imagine how hard it is for you to walk into a room. Like, we're just talking about it because we're friends. But like when you walk into a room with casting directors, do you have to walk in and go, I know?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Right. I think as the years go by, it's getting easier because, it's 15 years. And I guess maybe, I talked to some young guy. How old are you?
25.
You're 25. Yeah, younger kids like that, they're starting to go like, I didn't know any Chris Farley movies. And I'm like, wow, okay. So, and, as the years go by, I guess it's a little easier and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, it's been difficult, I think. I don't know what casting directors look at me and they don't know what to think. I don't know if it's hurt me because they won't tell me to my face. I don't know.
Why would they? They're creeps.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever read David Mamet's book, True and False?
I started to read that, yeah.
He
pretty
said,
interesting.
when you walk into an audition, know that you are their moral superior because the person that you're auditioning for once was in show business and they tapped out and took the desk job.
Yeah.
They bailed.
Yeah.
And you're still out there doing it.
You're still out there
know
doing
that.
Right. That is a
I
good
always thought
thing
that was
to keep in my mind. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you were like in community theater. You sucked. And now you're, working a camera at a producer's office.
Well, there's something to be said if you're in the game. I like being in the game. Like I love sports. To me, stand up is like being in the game. I still like auditioning. I still like acting and stuff like that. because you're in the game. You're playing the game, and there's something to that,
This episode of More Stories is brought to you by Ting, T-I-N-G, Ting. Kevin Farley. We met, I think, Tuesday night
in the service to their family. You'll be in good company, my friends. 36 companies on the Inc. 500 lists were started through LegalZoom. That's amazing. It's National Start Your Business Month, so start your business right at LegalZoom.com. LegalZoom is not a law firm and provides self-help services at your specific direction, but there's so much more. Now every LLC and incorporation package includes easy-to-use business accounting software, a $269 value.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Are you waiting for the perfect time to start your dream business? It's now. Right now is the time. LegalZoom, the official sponsor of National Start Your Business Month, wants you to get started right. Whether you're setting up an LLC, S-Corp, sole proprietorship, or nonprofit, LegalZoom takes care of you from start to finish. Their award-winning service was developed by the best legal minds in the country, and every business gets personalized attention. That's why over 90% of LegalZoom customers would recommend free. Be sure to enter Mohr, M-O-H-R, in the referral box at checkout. Look, this is supposed to be a 60-second ad, but I'm passionate about it, so it's going to be about a minute 10. I am doing my dream business, so get on board with the people that can help you start your dream business. LegalZoom.com. Start your business, protect your family, safeguard your assets at LegalZoom.com today. Put your name on it. M-O-H-R.